So we've got WWDC18 literally less than 12 hours away, and this is usually the proper time I like to do a very quick, not a very extensive video, but just some last minute predictions. And we even have some last minute leaks that we can go over. And yes, I know, my eyes look tired. It's been a long day. I've been doing a lot of work in preparation for this and on our Twitch stream. And overall, it's a good thing that I'm exhausted right now because it means that despite my excitement, hopefully I'll be able to just pass out when I go to sleep. So let's knock this one out as fast as we can. So some of the last minute leaks I think you guys might be excited about is, while there were some reports saying that there won't be any hardware at this event, there is a couple of leaks that may suggest otherwise. For one, we got a Geekbench score from an untested before MacBook Pro that showed up on the Geekbench website that claimed to be a MacBook Pro, and yet it had 6 cores with a very high Geekbench score. And this definitely has turned some people's heads, making people think someone has got their hands on one early, or someone is just now rolling one out and is testing the Geekbench capabilities, because we haven't seen this MacBook Pro listed before, and we've never, of course, seen any Mac that's not an iMac Pro with 6 cores. In fact, the iMac Pro has 8 cores. So there's just not been a Mac, iMac, MacBook, Mac Mini, whatever it is, that has 6 cores before, and now that's showing up on Geekbench's website, meaning that perhaps a refresh with the hexa-core processors are going to be showing up at this keynote. The next leak is a bit of a stretch, but a bit exciting for some people. Up in Canada, AirPods have virtually gone delayed for the next couple weeks at lots of Apple stores and online, and a lot of people are thinking that typically this is what happens before a product gets refreshed. Apple stops restocking it because it's going to be restocked with something else very, very quickly. And a lot of people are theorizing that the AirPods that equip wireless charging so that they work with AirPower, those are being restocked up in Canada, and that's why we're seeing these shipping dates slip with AirPods. And believe it or not, this actually happens with a lot of Apple products before they get refreshed. Their shipping times get delayed because they're about to be discontinued or they're about to be restocked with a different, more updated version. So if we're about to get new AirPods at this keynote, that likely means AirPower is probably going to come out as well. Finally, please, AirPower, can you please come out? It's been long enough. But again, this could just not be true, and this could just be randomly Canada having restocking problems. So not for sure, but just a possibility. Also recently, we got a screenshot from macOS that a lot of people are thinking is running the new version of macOS, because Xcode has a built-in dark mode. It has a iOS and macOS option on the same project, meaning for developers it can be much easier now to develop apps for iOS and macOS, which means that perhaps at this keynote we'll start to see the merging of these two operating systems to make apps a bit more universal. Perhaps you'll be able to run iOS apps on your Mac. And also in this screenshot we saw the Apple News app on macOS, which we haven't had before. So this has definitely turned some heads. Apple has actually copyright claimed videos that are showing off this screenshot, so hopefully they don't take this one down, but that could be our first glimpse at the new version of macOS. Could be called Mojave or something like that. We'll see. So my overall thoughts given these new leaks is that maybe there's no iPad Pros, maybe there's no iPhone SE. Those are kind of on my wild card list, as in they could happen, but if they don't happen, I completely understand it. I'd be like, yeah, you know, it's not time for a refresh, or they're waiting till later in the year to refresh those things. But given these new Geekbench scores, those seem pretty certain. I don't think there's a way they would update the hexa-core processors in the MacBooks, but not the iMac. So if we're not getting any new hardware, I think we're at least going to be seeing a CPU and GPU bump in all of the Mac lineup, which I'm excited for because we're planning on investing in one. But overall, keep in mind, WWDC is all about software, so the priority will be on watchOS, tvOS, iOS, macOS. The majority of the keynote, they'll be talking about those things, and then there may be a couple of hardware refreshes if we're lucky. I'm hoping for hardware. I would love to see a new iPad Pro. I would love to see a new iPhone SE, but again, wild card list. And now we'll go over some of the details for the reaction stream tomorrow, which I'll probably end up repeating myself a lot, but you can watch the Apple live stream of it at Apple's website. It'll be on their homepage. It'll be very hard to miss. You don't have to just watch our reaction to it here on YouTube. A lot of people always tune into our live streams and tell us to shut up because they want to watch the keynote. If you want to watch the keynote, go to apple.com. If you want to watch the live stream here, you're going to be getting our reactions and our jokes and comments throughout the live stream. It's going to be played in a smaller window with a watermark over it for copyright reasons. We cannot make it a tiny webcam in the corner. We can't swap those things because then the majority of the live stream is Apple's content and not ours, so that's why the live stream will be shrunk down, and our reaction stream will start at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, which is 30 minutes before Apple's keynote starts at 10 a.m. So I hope to see all of you there. And now I'm finally going to crash and hopefully get a full 8 hours of sleep so that I'm much more well rested to get very, very excited and react with you guys to this live stream. And just for clarification, yes, after the live stream is over, we will film an edited recap video and get that uploaded as fast as possible in case you don't want to watch the keynote and just want to see the highlight reel. I'll sum it up for you with my thoughts. Anyway, if there's any other other last minute predictions or leaks you guys know of, let me know in the comments below. And yes, I'm very aware this video is probably going to be outdated very, very quickly, but it's last minute. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.